Hello, welcome to the next edition of Jank Tank. Technically, we're playing a deck that's semi-meta, but the twist I think makes it enough to be jank. And we're gonna be trying out Rakdos Patron of Chaos, just because I think this card is very cool and interesting. But I couldn't really think of a shell to play him in, so I just took a semi-stock list of Jund, Transmogrify. We're gonna plug him in instead of Atrox as our payoff piece. See how that works out. I get he's not technically better than Atroxa, but he's cooler than Atroxa, and that's what matters. So we're gonna try out Rakdos, Patron of Chaos, see if he actually could be, the card on the upper end of it. So. Also, I could maybe try him like a Neoform type shell, but I'm already featuring a Neoform shell with the brand new Finks potentially this season. So this is what we're trying out today. If you like Rakdos, Patron of Chaos, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification so we go for future videos. We're on our way to 1,000 subs. Let's get there together, and let's get into the deck list and see the deck in action. Some of the stuff is a little bit off screen just due to the pure nature that there's so many different types in this deck. We have 9 artifacts, 7 instants. Our enchantments are 3 careful cultivation plus 4 fabled in the mirror breaker. So that's pretty sweet little stock down there. We also have a couple Rakdos, of course, and Nixilis. Maybe that card could have just left. Maybe that would have made it a little bit better for the screen. I do want to try out Nixilis. I think it's pretty decent. We have a Duress, 4 Thoughtseizes for the control matchup, combo matchups. And we also have some pushes, scorches, bitter. So we have a decent amount of removal package. Alternative backup plan. We do have a Zekia's Chariot as a beat stick and Copter and also Benki. So we have many ways of actually turning through our deck, hopefully finding the Fable and the Mirror Breaker or Transmogrify. Sideboard, though, we do have a little bit of a diverse package. We have Duress for control. We have Running Volley for Amalia. We have a Damping Sphere for Lotus Field. Terra Sunder for opposing Transmogrify / creativity list. Also, pretty decent against artifacts and enchantments. We have 2 Hearses for Graveyard Hate, another Ob for control, 2 Extinction Events for the aggro matchup, and a Slaughter Games for any kind of combo deck, right? We could bring it in, exile their combo piece, hopefully stop them. Usually Amalia combo does scoop if you do that and you name Amalia, they kind of just leave. So hopefully we could do that to our Amalia opponent today. Let's see the deck in action. Overgrown Tomb, untap, Thoughtseize. So change the equation, doesn't really matter. Dig, Verdict, Lockdown, we don't really care about. We'll take the Dig. Say go. Tap Hollow Fountain, passes. That's a horrific card in this matchup. Briefcase, say go. Island, passes. Benki is interesting. Change the equation is a problem. So we'll pick up Jags. Go to combat. Smash. Say go. Planes. She also has Lockdown. They will be using Lockdown. I don't care if I take my briefcase. So that means we get to resolve Bankbuster and draw. Say go. They just pass. That's not necessarily helpful. We'll go ahead and I think change the equation. Oh, uses a veto. Okay. Draw. Say go. No land. That's an awkward draw. Say go. And just passes. Didn't draw a land. Make a Mirax token. Shove. Draw. Not a land. So actually wait, I have a treasure now. So say go. Finally draws a land and passes. Crack. Make a Mirax. So I think that means I'm gonna crew. Go to combat. Shove. And pass. Feel the Ruin, that gets my Mirax. So I can't just auto sim to the end of the turn now. Make another token. Play the World Tree. So do we want to force him to use Emperor? I think so. And then that means she's delayed, I think, to actually. So she has to choose between Emperor or Feel the Ruin this turn. We pass the turn. So there's the Emperor. Okay. Cast Bargain, Stack, Bottom. Pass the turn. So Pathway on white, Supreme Verdict, and passes. Make another token. Thoughtseize. That is interesting. I think I take change. Question is, how do I do this the rest of this turn? Yeah, I think I go ahead and present lethal with Jags and attempt to shove. Memory Deluge, trying to find an answer for the Jag. Got game 1. That's really good, considering now we get Duresses, potentially, Slaughter, Ob. We get to go down all the pushes. Torches are maybe out because they can hit planeswalkers, but I think I'd rather have duress. These other pieces are probably more suited for this matchup. Plus, this can't be countered. Transmog is a little sus in this matchup, but we need to find a way to get our Rakdos down. So run it like that. Hollow Fountain passes. That's kind of a base draw. Blood Crypt, Thoughtseize. Take no more lies. Say go. Island passes. So this turn I play Forest. Say go. Plays a Pathway and passes. Channel. Probably should have removed that, to be honest. Overgrown Tomb. Chariot. Say go. Makes a 1/1 shark. Plays an island and passes. He does still have a march. Ob is interesting. So since they have not removed my token, I think it's the time to go for Slaughter. We will do Slaughter, and we will name Shark Typhoon. I'm assuming Teferi's in the deck, but we at least know Shark Typhoon is... And now we know that they have a Ganju up, shoved for the cats. March is 1, so plays the Ganju. No, she has a March. Play the Beseju. Attempt to Thoughtseize. Try to get the March out of the hand. Dovin's Veto. Casualty X. 1. Make a couple obs. Uptick. Got it. 1-0. Beat Control. That seems like a bad matchup. Let's get into the next. Lair and Elf. Interesting. Okay. I was worried about land issues here. I don't think I need to... I need to play Duress. I think I'm going to play a Tomb untapped. Play Duress. Take the Copter, say go. So plays a Stormseeker. Smacks me. I don't ever need double green. This is weird. Actually, I have green here too, so I guess that means I should just put that on. Play a Briefcase, say go. Gives it haste again. So at least that's good. I mean, there's no pressure because I guess technically double forest in hand. I don't think I block here. Try to get him to use the Obliterating Bolt on this. Chariot is pretty decent here. Good. Stomping Grounds tapped. So we know he played the Gorge. He still has 2 forests in hand. That's not a good hand. Play the Veil. So I could play Fable, or I could play Chariot and sack my Briefcase. I think it's correct. Play Fable here and pass the turn. That at least slows down a little of the aggression, right? Because the elf can't attack unless I guess he pumps the elf. Stomps me. Ouch. You're going to cast Bone Crusher? Yeah. And gives it haste. So 7. We're at 4. That's not good. So we definitely say yes. Get rid of the Thoughtseize. I want to untap land, preferably here, I think. And a World Tree. Good. We got ourselves a Pathway. I guess technically that doesn't matter. I still have to play Chariot. Say go. So best case scenario here, he just plays the land and picks up Jeg. And then hits with Bone Crusher, I think. Because he can't really afford Stormseeker. Or maybe he just pumps the elf. 2, 2, and 4. Which means I can't use Chariot, right? Because I have to block 2. That's probably his best case here. Pick up Jeg? No. Oh, turn on Lair. Yeah. So it's a 3/3 Lair. Oh, no. That was a slight punt. Yeah, you messed up there. I guess, yeah, you had to attack with the elf. So he shoves with everything. We have to block here and here. And passes. Fable flips. We play Rockfall Veil. Now I have 2 options. I could play Chariot, which means I have 3 blockers, and he wins. But we're here to play the new card. Play Rakdos. Say go. He's just gonna let me draw 2. Yeah, sure. We cast it at least. So this is a little bit more aggressive. I don't really like Duress in this matchup, to be frank. I didn't see Zeki's Chariot, but there is a possibility. Omnixilus is probably pretty medium at best. You could probably bring in an Extinction Event. Odd. Yeah, he has a lot of odds, so that works. Other than that, Asunder is interesting, but is it better than anything else? I'm going to say no. Run it like that. I think my curve out is Marsh, Thoughtseize, Mirax, Cultivation. Use Cultivation's mana to play Fable and tap land. So that's how I'm going to proceed until something changes. A Crone War, Copter. I don't really care about Copter, right? This is a very slow hand. Take the Stormseeker. Mirax. They go. Copter. Cultivation. Proving Ground. I guess I technically can't Fable. Thoughtseize. Take the Crone War. Hit ya. Say go. Turns on the Volt. To crew. And tries to loot away land. And a Gorge. Sadly, I can't double spell this turn, so we'll just Fable. I guess I could. I could play Briefcase plus Torch. Shove. Turns on the Vault. Cruise. Hits me in the face. We take it. Plays the Forest. Besejus. We will take a Blood Crypt. So we have another red source. There's the Blood Crypt, of course. Play a Briefcase. Tap land. Shove. Say go. For Voldarian Thrill Seeker. Well, this is on the stack. Can you technically crew? Never mind. I think I'll let this go, right? If I don't, if I don't let it go, I hit this. He's gonna crew, hit me, crew. So cruise, sack the citizen, bottom, and passes. Another land. Pick up Jags. Play Jags. Go to combat. Shove. Shocks himself. Crowan War to take my Jags. That's disheartening. We take 3, down to 7. We're essentially kind of at 4 and passes. So we definitely crack this. There's no way we don't. Draw some. Make you sack. You could turn on the Vault. Yeah, so turn on the Vault. Sacking the Vault. Play a Blood Crypt, tap, say go. Crowan War. Takes my Shaman. That's very ironic. Shoves. We block. We're at 4. Anytime he can sack that, we're at 1. Fable. Play Fable. Rakdos. Tap land. Say go. Could sack these 2. Okay, that makes sense. I was kind of hoping he'd let me draw. If I could find a way to get a Fatal Push, I could sack the treasure, pop the Thrill Seeker on a tap step. Well, Rakdos is going to be gone. Picks up their Jags. Plays a land. So we know Jags is left in hand. Passes. EE. We will say no. Go to combat. Shove out. Make a treasure. So blocks. I'm just going to take it. Alright, blocks. EE. Sacks it. Odd. Say go. Probably going to draw here, right? Unless he sacks these last 2 permanents, which he probably wouldn't because that lets me keep Rakdos. That's kind of spicy. That gives me hope. Watch me draw Rakdos. And again, I have enough mana to cast it. So there goes Rakdos. Here comes Jegs, Stormseeker, and shoves. Yeah, we block. Can we stabilize at 1 life? Make a 1/1. Untap. That flips. Go to combat. Hit you for 1. Since you can't block with it anyways, it's kind of pointless. So we'll Transmogrify, get a Rakdos, play a Fable, ship the turn. Now, he can't sack 2 things, so we draw, and we say go. We came back and won. Sweet. So we definitely now bring in Terra Sunder. Maybe down 1 Thoughtseize and a Copter. Run it like that. Tap grounds. Passes. That's not a bad top deck. That means we get our 4th land, play Tomb, say go. And then we just curve out with our fast lands now. We should be able to Cultivation into Transmogrify. Gorge. Elf. Does that change anything? I'm going to say no. So this is worse if he has Stomp exactly. I think I just pass. The card I really want to see is a Terra Sunder. Stormseeker. Smacks me for 4, down to 16. Channel. Chariot's not a bad top deck for next turn. That should clog up the board a little bit. Transmogrify for Rakdos. I imagine I'm drawing here. It's not going to sack his board. Sweet. That means we get another Rakdos. It's so awkward because this technically is not Rakdos Transmogrify, but it is. Beseju. Imagine here comes a Crowan War. I guess I do have he's in a Stomp plus Obliterating Bolt. Yeah, that's a move. We do have Beseju, I guess, for a Crowan War. So I feel less, I feel more safe now. So I think we Chariot this turn and say go. Plays his own Chariot. I'm assuming he crews and gives it haste and shoves. We trade. Another Fable. Transmogrify a cat. Play a tap land. Say go. Imagine he's sacking 2 cats. There's no way he lets me draw. He lets me draw more cards. Sweet. Okay, Rakdos kind of based. I figured it was going to be decent. It's kind of doing like a Troxo impersonation through a course a couple turns. This looks like a Crowan War, and that's lethal. To our own Rakdos. I mean, that's based. All right, cat. You are my only defender. Get in there, boy. Super Dej. All right, 1-1. Let's get into the next. Thoughtseize. Oi. Take the Loxodon. Say go. Okay, this hand's not beating that. There's no way. Vantage, of course. Even if I magically top deck lands for the next few turns, this hand's not going to be able to compete. There's a land, thankfully. Play a Beseiju, say go. We might be able to get to Transmogrify, though. So he's played the Vantage. We know he still has a Forge. Hits me for 1. So, and he's played the Warden. So he's played Thrabies. He has double Inspector. And pumps the Warden. I don't know why you just didn't do that pre-combat. Play the Rockfall Veil. Play Fable. Say go. There's the last Inspector. There's the Forge. So 2 unknowns in hand. So what's good about this is that Rakdos does have flying. It's not as good as Atroxa because it doesn't have lifelink. But, and eventually Warden will outgrow this thing. So I think I say yes. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to this Rakdos. No matter how much I want to. Chariot is fine since he's going wide. This Edict is kind of mid. So I think I shock myself. Transmogrify. Get me a Rakdos. Probably going to sack a couple clues. Sacks his Inspectors. Got it. Okay. EE. I don't really want Thoughtseize. Our Duress seems very bad. Abba's Comper doesn't seem good. Thoughtseize seems mid at best. So does Edict. I just don't think Ab is good either. Oh, volley. In. Down 1 Thoughtseize. I don't like that. Sacred Foundry. Spectre. Passes. Fatal Push isn't bad. So I think I go ahead and just push the Inspector and pass the turn. Warden. Okay, so 1 land hand. I think I play Swamp, they go. I really want a red source, though. Vantage. Demolition. Loxodon. Cultivation. Seiju. It's not really helpful. I don't think I need this for the channel mode. So that means I should do this on odd and pass the turn. Invasion. Notices we have double red cards. Takes the Fable. I mean, we're never guessing that. Attacks 2 at Invasion, 1 at me. And passes. Carpluccian Force is good. Question, is it a little too late? Pick up Jags and pass. That happens. Swings out. Block 1. Sack. Bottom. He lets it go. So these grow. Play the untap land. Play Jag. Say go. You could have very well have a get lost. No attacks. That's a good sign. Tap land. Question is, can I go for a transmog? I mean, we're here to play it. Actually, wait, that means we lose, right? If he has any kind of removal. But we're already kind of lost if they have removal. So Rakdos, reinforcement. So that means he wins. So I block here, take 4. It's Xaxes. If he makes me draw. Oh, he sacks them. Okay. Clearly he must have won. Oh, scoops it up. All right. 2-1. Let's get into the wrap up. So what did we learn this week about this deck overall? Rakdos actually felt pretty decent. In fact, once it was on the board, like it actually was a competitive card. Just the end trigger. Then again, like I said, we didn't really face heavy amounts of removal. We did face multiple tier decks. It looked like the control player. I haven't seen her in a long time. She used to be in the Pioneer Discord. But it's nice seeing she's still playing the blue light control. But it looked like she got a little bit of land screwed, I guess, both times, and she had a mole to a little down to 5 or 4. So that's definitely going to take a hit there, which really, I guess, we can capitalize off of. Because normally I think Transmogrify is not favored into that matchup. Rakdos in general, like I said, it felt decent. Like, it's not Atroxa, but would I want to play this? Sure. If I could play maybe 2 Atroxas and 1 Rakdos, or maybe 1 of each, seems pretty based, right? So you can creativity into Rakdos and Atroxa, and maybe another legendary creature. That seems pretty awesome. Other than that, the backup plan with Chariot felt reasonable. There was some times where we just felt like we didn't have much going on the first few turns of the game, which is not really where you want to be in Pioneer, right? Because you need something to do on turn 1. Even though we do have like Thoughtseize, Duress, Fatal Push, Torch, often the mana base I felt like prevented us from getting to that point. Especially like in the last match, last game, like we just couldn't find red. 6, 8, 10, 11, 12 sources of red, plus a Mirax, which is temporary red source. plus treasure, so it should have potentially came up pretty relatively quick. But overall, the deck felt pretty reasonable. If you like this deck, make sure you smash that like button. Let me know down in the comment section. What changes also would you have made to this list? Outside of, Rakdos, because that's the card we're trying here. If there's any other card you thought from the new set could be played in Transmogrify, also let me know down in the comment section, because I do have some, I think I have a couple creativity lists this season. Of course, one of them is using Deduce, which is, I think, a really strong card for the deck in general. But other than that, like I said, let me know all that down in the comment section. Going forward, I think even this week, I think I might have messed up the beginning of the intro, because I'm actually contemplating about moving my Jank tank to Monday and my Thursday specialty to Friday specialty. That way there's like a day in between each video, which kind of gives more coverage throughout the week rather than just be 3 congested all in once. So if you notice the Jank tank got featured on a Monday, that's why. So that's pretty much, I think that's what I'm going to do, but talk to you soon.